In this alternate timeline, Charlie would be born with a sister, and her name would be Midnight, as they were identical twins. So Lucifer would take care of her, and most things like it happened like in canon. However, this time they both had a different reaction to a very special event when Lilith left her family behind. Midnight understood what was going on. She understood that Lilith would never come back. However, Lucifer and Charlie had hope for Lilith, and they would wait for her, and wait for her. Eventually, Midnight would become angered by this and start to leave the house, as then she was going to move out. As Charlie said, "Can I come with you, sis?" No. But why? Midnight would look at Charlie and say, "Simple. You still believe she's coming back. Our mom is never coming back. You have to understand that." As she started to cry, Charlie would say, "You don't know that." "I do. I do." As then she left to find her own path in life. As Midnight would be off, she would get her own apartment. After all, Lucifer was extremely rich. She could live in a mansion, but she decided not to. She wanted to learn things about the city. She wanted to learn things about the things around her. And she would be very different from Charlie. Even though she loved her family and she loved the people of hell, she was far more cynical and didn't have hope for redemption. As she looked around, though, she got sadder and sadder as the days kept on passing. It seemed like she didn't have much to do. She had Charlie and her father, but she missed Lilith, and she didn't really have a purpose in life. She was just there. She had no big project or nothing like that. But all that was going to change when she met something special. As Midnight would see someone. Her name was Camila Carmine. As Camila Carmine was walking by, Midnight would look at her and say, "Another arms dealer. It really makes me lose hope in the people here." Camila Carmine says, "People do you know, princess?" As Midnight would say, "Princess, huh? By the way you're dressed, you must be Midnight. What are you doing here anyway? Shouldn't you be at the castle?" I left that place a long time ago. I don't really fit in anywhere." Camilla Carmine would say, "Is that so? You look like someone who's lost hope in the world. Tell me, why have you lost hope? Hope. Why have you lost hope?" Midnight would say, "Lilith left. She lied to us. She's not the person she said to be. My father's incompetent. Hell is trapped forever in a cycle of misery. Then break that cycle. You are royalty." As they would have a song battle. As then Midnight would blush as one of the moments passed. As she said, "Do you want to hang out sometime?" Camilla Carmine said, "Sure." As then Midnight and Camilla Carmine left to hang out. As Midnight would enjoy time with Camilla Carmine, we cut to Charlie. As things would happen like in canon, we cut to the interview. As the interview went terribly, Charlie was sad. As she called Lilith, she didn't answer. As Midnight said, "You're still hoping for her?" As Charlie looked and said, "Midnight, you're here," as they ran and hugged. As Camilla Carmine walked beside her, and she said, "Who's that?" "That's my girlfriend." Charlie said, "What, you're dating Camilla Carmine? That's awesome. I also have a girlfriend." Camilla Carmine said, "Huh. Makes sense you both like girls." As instantly, Charlie and Midnight would both look at Camilla Carmine as then they walked in. As Midnight would start to cheer up Charlie, but then suddenly someone else would come in. It was Alastor, but this time he saw Camilla Carmine and said, "Wow, did someone else already sponsor the hotel? Hope I'm not too late." Midnight would say, "Sponsor? No, I'm just here to visit." "Hang on a second, what are you doing here?" Midnight wouldn't be scared of Alastor. Midnight knew she was royalty and knew how to use that to her advantage, unlike Charlie. As an Alastor said, "Relax, I'm just here to help with your dream." As Alastor would sing the dream song just like in canon. As Midnight and Vaggie would both look at Alastor, a little annoyed and disdain. Camilla Carmine knew about Alastor, so she would keep her distance, but wouldn't be really shocked by anything he does. As Midnight says, "You really gonna trust this a-hole?" Alastor says, "Wow, that's mean language coming from you, lady. Watch your tone. I'm a princess," Midnight would say. As Charlie said, "Guys, get along, please," Alastor would say, "Alright, I'll help you with your dream." As things went just like in canon, Midnight was about to leave, as Charlie and Midnight hugged each other. Midnight would then say, "I love you, sis. Be careful. I don't trust Alastor." As if Midnight and Camilla Carmine would walk off. As Camilla Carmine would say, "I've been dating you for a while now. I need to tell you a secret. Especially with that hotel. Especially with your sister trying to change everything." Midnight would say, "What is it?" As Camilla Carmine would stop and say, "Angels can be exterminated." As Midnight would laugh, she wouldn't believe Camilla Carmine. She thought she was joking, but then she turned around and said, "Follow me." As she brought her to her home, she then showed her what she did, as the exorcist was destroyed. as her 2 daughters came up. You see, Midnight was a good girlfriend to Camila Carmine. She acted kind of like a stepmom, even though they weren't married. She treated her daughters very well, as they liked her. As she said, "Wow, why are you telling me this now? Because the exorcist will threaten your sister, and we need to train and get ready for it. Will you fight for love? Will you fight for the love of your sister? Will you fight for the love of your kingdom? Please tell me now, Midnight, Midnight, will you fight for love?" Midnight would then start to sing Camila Carmine and say, "Yes, yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I'll do it. Yes, I will fight. I will fight for love. Love. Yes, I will do it. Yes, I will fight for love." As Midnight and Camila Carmine would sing, they would find confidence in one another, as then they kissed. As Midnight says, I love you too, but we must protect the ones we love. Midnight would agree. As Camila Carmine would start to train Midnight, Midnight would get trained in hand-to-hand combat, and she would learn how to fight with a spear, but she would also need to train with her magic powers, so even though she relucted to do this, she was going to see her father. She loved her father. She was a daddy's girl, but she hated seeing him because he was always so depressed. However, Midnight would go over to Lucifer's house. As she would knock on the door, Lucifer would open the door and say, "Midnight! Oh my God! I can't believe this! My daughter's here to see me! Take that, depression!" Midnight would laugh and hug her dad, as Lucifer would hug her back and say, "So what's up? I need you to train me, Dad, to use magic. I need to protect my sister. She's gotten into trouble." Lucifer would say, "Trouble," as his eyes turned red. "Where is she?" "Well, she's opened up a hotel, and Adam might strike her down because of it." So Lucifer would say, "Oh, well, that's more complicated. I should visit her. Before then, I'll give you a lesson." As in, Lucifer would start to train Midnight. Lucifer would then begin to teach Midnight some magic techniques and some magical attacks. As she trained with her for a few hours, he would start to enjoy it. He would start to enjoy spending time with his daughter. As Lucifer said, "It's been a long time, Midnight. It hurt when you left, but I understood you had to move out. Everyone has to leave their parents eventually." Midnight would say, "Yeah, but I still love you, Dad." As he nodded, they both went to the hotel. As Alastor and Lucifer would have their little stupid song battle, Midnight would sing, "Well, you can't love both of us, and Alastor, we never even talked. It's not like you're a good father to begin with," as she would take Lucifer's side. This would piss Alastor off, and he would start to release some interest in bars, and he would start to be kind to Midnight, not out of, wanting to be a good father figure, but emotional manipulation. When suddenly, the song would end, and everything would continue like in canon, as Lucifer would get her a meeting with heaven. As Lucifer left, Midnight was walking out, and Charlie would say, "Wait, sis!" Charlie would then look over at her sister. As Midnight and Charlie looked at each other, Charlie said, "I love you, sis." Midnight would say, "I love you too." Charlie would say, "You have to be ready, and I want you to help run the hotel, especially if I don't." Midnight would say, "Don't say that." Charlie would say, "I don't know if I'm gonna make it." Midnight would say, "You'll make it, Charlie. You're stronger than ever. If any angel comes down, I will strike them down. Oh, Charlie, you're strong." Charlie would say, "So are you, Midnight," as they would sing about sisterhood, as they would sing about caring about each other, about fighting together. As then they both hugged each other. Charlie said, "Good luck, sis. Good luck to you," as then Midnight left. Days would then pass, as eventually Adam would come down. As Adam himself came down, it was time for him to exterminate the city. Time for him to exterminate everything there. As his exorcist came down, destroyed things, Adam would go and fight Alastor just like in canon. Then he would fight Charlie, but as he was fighting Charlie and as he was about to win, suddenly he would get punched in the back of the head from Midnight, as then Camila Carmine would jump in and throw an angelic weapon, as Adam would dodge it barely in time and say, "What the H is going on? What's going on here is, if you touch my sister, I will F you up." As then they both started to battle each other, as Charlie and Midnight put pressure onto Adam, pushing him with everything they had. As Charlie and Midnight would be too much for him, suddenly Lucifer would appear, as Adam would retreat. Not even Adam would try to take on 2 Charlies and a Lucifer. And this timeline, that means Adam would survive, as then they all hugged, and it seems like they did it. The power of family, the power of strength, and the power of being yourself won them the day and defeated Adam, as Charlie and Midnight could go on with their lives. And that's going to leave things off. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys feel in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed watching it. I really enjoyed making it. I don't know how many views it's going to get. But yeah, I saw a picture of her old design next to her new design. I was like, what if she had a twin sister? Wouldn't that be dope? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't people watch my stuff again? Please, I want to be relevant. Please watch my video. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. I want to be relevant. I want to be relevant. I want to be relevant. Wah, wah. Pretty sure that's how people feel. Tongue-tied. I got tongue-tied a bit during this video. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how people feel when they watch videos. Anyway, let me know in the comments how your day's going. My day's going interestingly, you know. Had a few conversations in my head. You ever have replay conversations in your head and think what you could have said differently for days on end, and you have crazy daydreams? Or is that like a normal thing, or is that just an ADHD thing? Because I've always been curious. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I did, and it was great making it, and it was great having you guys watch it. And I like having an audience like you. I like having an audience that supports me, an audience that loves me, and the audience that's there for me. It means a lot. Love you all so much. Peace out.